These are my notes from riding the Yamaha XSR 155. It was a rental bike. It's been pretty bashed up. The front headlight was smashed. The glass was broken, and the handlebar was slightly bent in the sense the left grip was further away, and the right grip was closer. So that was a kind of misalignment it had, and then the left clutch lever was broken not broken but bent and so on. You can see there are two different rear view mirrors, different types, different shapes. So unfortunate, but anyway, still, in spite of this being a bashed up rental, it still performed well in terms of stability. I thought the forks would have given way, but then thanks to the upside down forks, probably it has held on pretty well in terms of its structural integrity, and it maintained a straight line. And you could even let go of the handlebar and it would still go straight with all this abuse. Okay, so that's about the bike that I was riding. Now let's talk about different items one by one, starting with the engine. The 155cc liquid cooled engine. It's very silent. That's one best thing about it, because I've ridden the 150cc Yamaha FZ, and after that I rode this. The FZ feels so crass in terms of refinement, etc. This engine is very super refined. This is refined, silent, and does the job extremely well, and that's what I like about it. Of course, I would like to compare it with the CB200X engine, and the CB200X engine is the simplest, air cooled, no air filter, no liquid cooling, nothing. You just put engine oil in, take out the engine oil, and so on, and keep redoing that. That's what it is there in the CB200X Honda. But when it comes to this MT15, you have a coolant requirement, you have an engine oil filter requirement, and so on. So keep that in mind. And performance wise, it was able to keep up the speeds of around 100 kmph, and between 100 kmph to 110 kmph is what it can do with full throttle. With full throttle, 100% of the time open, that's the speed it can do with whatever wind drag it's experiencing, the weight of the rider, etc., and also the condition of various filters and so on, lubrication, etc. So whenever there was a slope, it did pick up speed. It crossed 110 and went to 106. I think that was the top it tried and touched during my ride. So if you want to sit between 100 kmph to 110 kmph on the highways with full throttle on, this is a perfect bike for you. And wind blast is very much manageable at these speeds, as you already know. And the best part is, at these full throttle speeds of 100 to 110, it will give you 42 kmpl, 42 minimum guarantee, like the government guarantee that they give you. It's a minimum guarantee from this particular engine, as far as my experience goes, because I've been a previous owner of a Yamaha MT15, and also looking at other forums and videos and reading up on these this kind of an engine and whatnot. Yeah, so that's one thing that is guaranteed. Now let's talk about the chassis. This has the casted aluminum swing arm, so that makes it an extremely let's say agile and a compact unit. So you are literally sitting on a ball. So this is the same feeling I had when riding the MT-03. So this thanks to Yamaha for providing this aluminum swing arm from the R15. My previous MT-15 had a traditional, I think maybe steel based swing arm, or a box type swing arm that didn't really let's say add to the experience, but I can really feel the rigidity of this, torsional rigidity of this chassis, and it really does help. So that's one highlight I wanted to give. And the seat is stiff. Both your hip bones rest on the seat. Thankfully, it's adequately wide. It's stiff, and then I think it's good for the long haul when you're doing long rides. And another thing is, look, the suspension is stiff. It does give you a lot of feedback, but for some reason I seem to have gotten used to it. Okay, and this is what it was. If you need, you could buy rare suspensions which have rebound, compression, damping, and other settings from online. There are various budgets available, starting from 15 grand to maybe even goes up to a lakh and a half. For because this is one of the most happening, the R15, MT15, and XSR are all across Southeast Asia. A lot of imported parts too available, right? So that's one good thing about this bike. Yes, one thing is be careful. It has a very large turning radius. If you are into filtering in traffic, I don't think it's going to be a good idea, because it really does need two or three times of corrections, pulling front and back and then taking the turn in very tight corners. So this cannot do it, because it's the same chassis as R15. It's a sporty chassis, yeah. So all in all, a smooth bike, no harsh vibrations in spite of having 12,000 kilometers on the odo. It's feather light, especially coming from my Hunter 350. It feels clickable, extremely clickable. So that's what it was all about. The ride was a little bit of tweaks for the handlebar with some risers and so on. I think you should be set in terms of ergonomic comfort, so that your butt doesn't become numb. So that's about it.